Hi.
Hello.
Hey,
Good
Huey. How are
afternoon.
you?
I'm doing good, Stephanie. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be on the show today. So excited to kind of kick things start off with you and with with everybody with eXp Asian Network.
Awesome. Yeah. So I am Stephanie Purnett. I am the DEI events coordinator for eXp Realty. I'm also a realtor in Southern Indiana and Northern Kentucky. And today I have the absolute honor of interviewing Huey, a four-time icon agent known as the cash flow agent on Instagram and the co-founder of Asian Network. So we're going to learn a little bit about his tips, tricks, and processes of how he got here. So
Yeah, thank
Huey,
you.
tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you decide to come to EXP.
Yeah, so Stephanie, just like anybody, right? So I didn't start off, my career, dream to be a real estate agent. I went to school, studied to become an engineer, computer science. So a very long story short of my work career, I worked at Hewlett Packard, and then eventually I worked at Schlumberger. That was 5 6 years ago, and then you know I feel something, right? I feel like, like, hey, I can either keep climbing the corporate ladder, but I kind of see my ceiling over there, right?
Right,
So
right,
I keep looking on, outside. Back then I was already an investor, so already buying houses and fix them up and lease them out. So I kind of have that mindset of of Rich Dad Poor Dad already. If you haven't read that book, it's kind of like the book that started everything, right? It's the philosophy, the foundation in there. It kind of shape your thinking into the right way. So back to the EXP story, I didn't want to quit, Schlumberger, which is a job, right? And then to be honest with you, real estate, if you treat it like a sale job, it's gonna be a sale job, right? So I didn't want to quit my IT job, having one boss, and then go over here become a sale agent, having like 10, 20 boss, right? So that didn't make sense to me at all, right? Having trading a job for another job and end up working on weekend doing open houses. So that does not make sense at all. And then, here come this company that just come out of the blue, out of nowhere. It's called eXp Realty, and they actually offer what I needed the most, right? So if you follow the rich dad poor dad philosophy, the rich don't work for money. The rich work for two things: the rich work for equity, and the rich work for cash flow. eXp Realty is the only company that I see that provided, number one, the stock acquisition, which is the equity part, and number two, the revenue share is for the cash flow on top of your commission, right? So
right.
for me, when I put my investor hat on, when I look at the model, it fit my philosophy. And I was like, hey, Amanda, it's my sponsor. She didn't even have to sell me on eXp. Like, hey, Amanda, I'm in. Let me put in my 3 week notice to my company. She completely freaked out. It's like, we are you sure? Like, you quitting your job. So it was like a weird moment back then when I just told people that I'm in, and quit my job. But yeah, long story short, been 4 or 5 years with the company. I'm super happy and super grateful to be here.
Oh, absolutely. I've been with EXP since 2017, and hands down has changed my life. What I get to do on a daily basis, I never dreamt to be possible, and here I am living my dream. Right?
Yep, yeah. But yeah, it's been a ride, and trust me, we just getting started.
Oh, absolutely. So, what's your business look like now? Are you in production
Mhm.
or are you not? Or,
Yeah,
like, how does your business look at the
yeah.
moment?
So I love that you asked this question, like Stephanie, because with the old traditional model, most Asian, you can buy some rental house, you can do investment, but the question of getting out of production is a very long game, right? Most people, they sell, and then to be honest, they die, right? They could not get out of the commission treadmill.
Right,
For
right,
us, we with revenue share, we have the option, right? Not saying that I will, but I have an option to do that, and I just want to have as many option in life as possible. So as of right now, I'm still in production because I'm loving it. So my business is consists of, just helping, buyer buy and seller sell, a typical real estate brokerage. But then we kind of niche down on the investment part. So I'm specialized in residential investment. We help a lot of investor invested in home, especially in the Houston, Texas area. I personally do a lot of flip. We own a lot of long-term rental, mid-term rental, and short-term rental. Anything that generate cash flow, if you will.
right, right.
And as revenue share is the big part of my of my life right now, right? I just get a real I don't want to get too deep here, but I just get a really fulfilling feeling when I was able to help an agent, train them, coach them, develop them, and even make them more successful than I am. So yeah, did I go around too much? What is
No, no, and I think that's amazing. I love what you said. Even if they're more successful, like that's part of being a mentor. And I
yeah,
think a lot of what EXP is helping elevate and lift other people up to the success that they
exactly.
can have. And
Yeah.
when they can do that, like that, that's amazing.
So all of a sudden it changed your mindset, right? Instead of trying to compete with this agent on the same market, I try to figure out every possible way, for me to be able to help them, right? And
Oh,
if I can help them more than their broker, the question that they're gonna come over is organic, right? It's just a matter of time.
oh,
And if they are already in our group, if I can help them, coach them, develop them, guide them, and then if they even become like have more production than you at the other brokers, you basically train your competition. But over here it's a huge success when I can get other people, get them to the next level.
right. And we sleep easier when we get to help and impact everybody,
Absolutely.
that comes in our lives. So tell me, as a successful realtor, revenue share leader in EXP Realty, what principles have you used, incorporated that have really helped you come
Mhm.
to the amazing achievements that
Yeah.
you have?
So we just got back to Bill, right? So I don't know if you ever heard of the Bill conference,
Uh-huh.
hosted by this year. It was in San Antonio by Brent Gove. Absolutely one of my favorite conference, in when it comes to real estate. Um, so there's two part, right? And I don't really realize this until like later on in my career. You can be a very successful sales agent, which requires sales skill, right?
Right.
But in order to run a successful rev share organization, it requires a different skill, and that skill is leadership, right? Is to, and it's very different from management, right? You you need management. You need to be able to have a way to manage people, but leading, is very different from management. And I kind of learned that earlier in my career. Is to, you need to have your sales skill, your management skill, and then you need to have your leadership skill. So if you just focus on improving your leadership skill, and there's a ton of book that you can read on that. I mainly focus on the John Maxwell series. Later on, you can drop the link. I basically kind of study all his book and just keep on improving my leadership every single day. And that translated to, having a very successful rev share organization. So I don't remember who said that, but I think it was Jay Kinder. He tell in the presentation, he basically put in the quote that the your rep share organization is just a reflection of your leadership ability. That's really all it is.
That is great. Yeah, I have never thought of it that way, but I guess leadership really does play a crucial role in
Yeah.
being able to attract
Which
the
you don't see that at any other brokers, right? At any other brokers, people, they just sell, and then they go home, they eat, they sleep, and then they go out there, and then they sell again, right? And we try not to train our competition, right? If you're gonna build a team, and then there's going to be a very high chance that your main key leader, your main team leader, they're going to eventually learn what you learn, and then they go out and they open a team to compete with you, right? Over
right.
here, I love for people in my team, I love for people in my group, to open their own team and then compete with me. And then it's like, hey, you can have it, right? I'm going to help you all the way, you can be better than me. So it just kind of shift that dynamic around, and it's just help you lead people instead of competing with people. And for me, I fit really well in that environment of positive and supportive people.
Glenn Sanford said something that really resonated with me when I first started. He said, and I think it was a podcast. He said that your success will be built on helping others. You help
Mhm.
enough people get to what they want, you will be successful yourself.
Yep,
And I think that's so true with EXP Realty.
yep, yep.
You, one of the things that I've always loved about EXP is the collaboration that we've both been talking about,
Hmm.
right? We are not competitors. We are all real estate agents in a
Hmm.
business together, and
Hmm.
there's enough business for all of us out there.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Can you share with us
Hmm.
what your day to day looks like? What is the process that has allowed you to become such an influential realtor at EXP Realty?
Yeah. So I wish to tell you that I have a set schedule, but unfortunately, with multiple business that we're juggling, to be honest with you, I struggle every day, just like anybody, right? Nobody's perfect. We have long-term rental, we have short-term rental, we have, the pipe broke, we have the tornado just blew off one of my fans. It's just so many things that it's just so hard to keep your day consistent, right? But what I'm really good at, I do time blocking. So really, in the beginning, if you can just focus in the beginning to get your most important task done, that there's a book that say eat that frog. So I would focus really in the beginning, in the morning. I would make myself unavailable, right? I tell my team, I tell everybody, like, hey, if you try to reach me before 10 a.m., it's very difficult because I'm unavailable, right? I'm doing activities such as lead, we call them high leverage activity, which is consisting of prospecting, lead generation, anything consisting of growing your business. I do them in the morning. And then when it comes time noon, I kind of make myself very approachable for the people in my group, right? I make themselves, I answer email, I put out some fire, carry on with a day-to-day business. But I think one of the key that my group feedback with me is that, compared to not compare, but to just so that they if you were to ask any of the people in my group to kind of describe me, they would tell you that I'm very approachable and I'm very available. And then I know that my team and my group, everybody in my team and my group, is they are really important to me. And I will make myself available. It doesn't matter how busy it is. I will make myself available to help them, either for a three-way call appointment, for a coffee appointment. I always make myself available in the afternoon, to support the entire group.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing. And that circles back to the leadership that
exactly. See, yeah. So leadership, if you look at Brent Gove, he's very high up, right? But he's super approachable. You can just like, like, hey, Brent, come with me on the hallway, and then he was like, come with you on the hallway, right? You,
that's
you, you don't find a kind of leadership and approachability, at any other company. But over here, you have no idea who you're gonna sit next to, Stephanie, right? I was sitting next to, somebody that I don't know, and then when they do the announcement on somebody that sells over like 1,000 house over, and to stand up, and then the dude just stand up, and I was sitting next to him like the whole time, right? And he
right,
talked just like a normal person, right? There's
right.
no ego, I was like, damn, let me buy some coffee and see how you do it.
And I love that about EXP. I mean, everybody really is approachable and you're able to collaborate and get nuggets,
Yeah.
those little nuggets of fire that you
Yeah.
get from those
So,
conversations
so
or
think about it this way, right? It doesn't matter what group, it doesn't matter what line you're in, if you will. Everybody at the end of the day, we are in the same big EXP family, right? If I can just help another agent close a deal, I know that as a shareholder, I will get benefit from it, right?
right.
Because the income is going to go to EXP, and as a shareholder, I get benefited from that, from my equity, right? We own this company together. So that mindset, if everybody can just have that mindset in the company, Stephanie, we're going to grow at the speed of the internet, or maybe it's faster than the internet. Might
Oh
be
my goodness, I know. When I started in 2017, my first EXP con, they announced 5,000 agents.
right. Yeah.
And we are what, 88,000
Mhm.
now? Like
Yeah.
that's insane. So
Yeah.
I am happy to be on this bandwagon. Like I love this company and what it does for everybody in here.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, so if you could give advice to a brand new agent, someone who's just getting into this industry,
Mhm.
what would that be?
There's so many new advice. There's so many advice that I can give them. But let's just say that if that agent is interested in joining EXP, right? Because I mentor people all the time. I would just tell the new agent is to focus on what you're good at, and then and kind of find out your niche, if you will. Because if you look at real estate, right, people think that real estate is just about buy and sell houses. But when you like look deep down, there's so many little niches that you really good at something, and maybe you don't know about it yet. So maybe just spend a little time to explore about, hey, maybe I want to become a new construction specialist. Maybe I only want to do, apartment locator. Maybe I only want to focus on leasing. Maybe you're gonna become a residential investment specialist like me. Maybe you only want to do flip. Maybe you want to do commercial. Maybe you want to focus on, on luxury. So whatever it is, we have the training for that. So I would, explore, as much training as you can, shadow a mentor, learn a lot from other people mistake. That's why we have an amazing mentor program here. And your sponsor, right, they will do a lot of they will do an amazing job in terms of guiding you, to the correct places as well. So don't get overwhelmed, just hang in there with your sponsor, hang in there with your mentor, and then find your niches, right?
Right.
And there's a saying that, generalist make general money, and specialist make special money, right? So you need to be specialized in something, right? You
I like
cannot
that.
just you cannot just be like, hey, I'm a realtor, I'm buying and selling houses, and then okay, well, what is your value proposition, right? What makes you so different from the guy down the street who doing the same thing? You need to be specialized in something. If it's a mobile home, if it's apartment, you need to be good at one thing that people know about.
When I started, I had someone tell me, if you're not earning, you need to be learning.
Yeah.
And I took that to heart. So I took every class I could. I engaged. I plugged into eXp
Plug in,
University.
there you go, that's it.
Right, you really have to, and then once you plug in, I think you can find that niche that you have or
Mhm.
want to develop, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And it's so easy to do here at eXp.
yeah. You plug it. You say it right, right there, right then, Stephanie. Just plug in, right?
Right,
EXP. Think of EXP. Think of our company. It's like an amazing speaker, but you gotta plug in, right? If you don't plug in, you don't get the benefit, right?
absolutely, you don't.
If you don't go to workplace, if you don't go to bill, if you don't go to the event, if you don't engage with your mentor, if you don't reach out to your sponsor, if you don't plug in into the system, and then it kind of defeat the purpose of joining EXP, right? This is an international company. If you don't plug in, and maybe you might as well go to a boutique brokerage, right? It just be me being honest, right? You got to plug in, you got to engage the training, engage the state broker, and get the benefit of an international company with a local support.
It's amazing. Like, it's amazing what we have and what we get to work with every day.
Yep.
Um, so you are one of the co-founders for eXp Asian Network.
Hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about the inspiration on behind starting this organization?
Yeah, yeah. So so as you can see, EXP, as a company, we are evolving. We are become an international company now. We are no longer 5,000 agent. We we are getting up to 90,000 agent now. With so many different niche. And to be honest, this is not me who's starting it. I think originally it was Garrick and Tom, I believe, right? So there's the need for belonging, right? So let's say you probably heard that the success that we have with EXP Latino already, the BEN, the Black EXP network, and then the youth professional, the military network, those are doing so well, right? So there's actually a need for Asian community within the company, to bond together, for networking, for sharing knowledge. And who knows, maybe one day that we're gonna be able to host an event, similar to Bill, for our community within and outside EXP as well. Yeah, so that is really the reason behind EXP Asian Network. Is number one is to create a community of belonging where people they feel supportive. So let's say if you are joining the so let's say for example, right, if you join EXP and then all of your sponsor quit, at least you have us, right? You have EXP Asian Network. It doesn't matter where you come from. You go here, you will get the mentorship, the training, and the support. And then we create a community, together, within EXP.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. And, with my role as DEI, I'm very excited about what the resource groups can do. The intersectionality, what we can do for our clients, what we can do for fair housing, what we can do for
There you go.
EXP.
There you
Like,
go.
it excites me so much. I just love it.
Yep.
Can you tell me what unique benefits that this Asian group has to give to new members? How does it foster collaboration and success within your
Yeah.
community?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, this is still a new chapter, so we are not yet mature, like the EXP Latino or the VEN yet. So I'm still looking for leader. I'm still looking for especially chapter leader, content creator, people that do not mind that to contribute, because as the more you give, the more you're gonna get, right? So the
Right.
more you're gonna be able to contribute, as far as content to the group, yeah, as far as video, educational video, training, mentorship, it's all gonna come back to you later. But just to come back to your question, I let me see, the unique benefit does EXP Asian Network provide to its member. For now, what I can think is, just the networking alone, just the internal referral, between all the Asian within EXP is more, it's a more than enough unique value proposition already. Yeah. And I can just tell you a story right now. It's actually a good story. So we actually, I was not me directly, but an agent in my revenue share group. We are able to attract an agent in California, right? I'm from Texas. I don't know anything about California. There's no way for me to kind of mentor that person directly. But luckily, because of EXP Asian Network and because of the relationship that I have with Garrick, right, I was able to connect this agent, that we attracted in California to Garrick, and then we set up a meeting, between Garrick and that agent, and they click with each other really well. And then Garrick become her mentor, right? So they form a mentor and mentee relationship, and we meet each other through EXP Asian Network. And man, I could not tell you, it just somehow they click. Garrick loved to mentor her, and then she just kind of take the opportunity, and she just pull everything that she can into real estate, and Eric pull everything into her. And then the first couple months, in California house, all of a sudden I see my revenue share check coming up, like a deal closed for $1 million, a deal closed for $800,000, and it's like, man, what I'm doing in Texas, selling $200,000
I was
houses.
gonna say I'm in the wrong market because ours is like
Yeah,
220.
yeah, but just to show you that the magic of networking, especially when you go to event, EXPCon, right?
Hmm.
EXPCon shareholder bill event, one EXP, we always have the meetup during
Hmm.
the national conference. Make sure you go there, network with people, engage on workplace. You never know who is looking. And then when there's an opportunity for mentorship, when there's an opportunity for, let's say, attraction, right? I don't mind helping people in the group do agent attraction. And then
Right.
the moment the opportunity show up, if you engage in a community, that opportunity will come to you. And then just like the story I share, with this particular agent that we attract in Garrick, it's a win-win for everybody in the community.
I love that. And it really is. I mean, we keep going back to collaboration, but I think that's one of the key principles that sets us aside from different other brokerages
Yeah.
is how much we do collaborate. There is not that nasty competition that
Yeah.
I've heard about with other brokerages. I've been with EXP since I've been in real estate. So I don't know that firsthand, but I
Mhm.
hear stories,
Yeah,
right?
you're gonna be surprised. Like people over here, they just kind of open their playbook, right? When it comes to helping other agent, with production, right? I have a lot of people in my group that generate lead on YouTube,
Hmm.
and if you know them, if you spend the time to engage and build relationship, they do not mind at all to open up their playbook, like, hey Stephanie, this is exactly how I built my YouTube channel to generate, let's say 50 to 100, amount of qualifying lead on YouTube. If you can just follow this in your market, you're gonna be able to have the same result because I already tested it work.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's
and
so beautiful.
and they just open up their playbook like that, and people say, what, I don't have to pay for this, how much does it cost? Like, no, it's yours, take it.
Right, and you know the story you were saying that the guy stood up in the crowd and you were just sitting next to him. I
Yeah.
mean, you literally never know who you are talking to at these
Yeah.
conferences. And I'm
Yep.
like, "Oh my gosh, I was next to this person the whole time. Like, did I say
Yeah.
everything okay?"
Yeah.
But no, everybody's always been warm and welcoming and ready to help.
Yep.
So, what is your vision for the future of Asian Network? I mean, I
Yeah.
know that you would like to have
Hmm.
your own conference, similar to Build or something like
Yep.
that. But what
Yep.
else do you
Yeah.
foresee in the future?
Yeah, so that's really the main, I try not to think too much, but I think that will be the main vision so far, because I see Brand Growth. He's really successful, building his community via
Mhm.
event. and we have the thing that say R&D in EXP, right? You don't develop anything. You see something that is working, you rip it up and you duplicate. So my vision is to, just model somebody that's already successful, like Brand, some other leader in our company, and then apply the same thing to EXP Asian Network. So hopefully we can even have more engaging content on workplace, and then we're always gonna have bigger meetup at the national convention event, and eventually we're gonna have our own event, EXP Asian Network event, and we can host it across across the US first, and then hopefully international as well.
Oh, that's amazing. I
Yeah, so that's my,
love.
future. Like, I can see it. So many different chapter. EXP is gonna get to 1 million Asian, and there's gonna be so many different leading different EXP Asian network chapter.
Oh, that's fantastic. I cannot wait to watch you guys grow, and of course, I'm here to help in any way that I can.
Yep. And especially right now, with the company, with you, supporting us, giving us all the tool and the resource it need, like what other company do this, right? This isn't, like somebody just started by the Asian, and then now the company is supporting it. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it is so much fun. Like I get to come to work and do something that I love every single day,
Yep.
and it's just fantastic. So, as we both know, diversity and inclusion are crucial in today's business, right?
Mhm.
Like, so how does the Asian Network champion and create an inclusive environment for its members and its clients?
Yeah. So come back to be to the point of being number one, welcome, and number two, being approachable.
Hmm.
Yeah. And this is it's just a poor fact that I see, in the leadership team at EXP. Everybody is approachable. That will automatically create an inclusive environment, for our group already. And you don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to, I would say, yeah, just be approachable. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and you're gonna see, and then especially collaborate with other group, right? So I think you already know that me personally, I have a really strong relationship with the EXP Latino, with the EXP the Black EXP network, the military, and other group, within the one EXP umbrella. So keep cultivate that relationship, be approachable, be willing to help, and expect nothing back. And that is how you build a really strong community, which help with retention, which help with production, and eventually, like I told you, well, you are the shareholder, so why not help your own company?
Absolutely, and it's so much. It's I love being a shareholder. Like that has changed my life, and my downline I'm sure looks nothing like yours.
Yeah.
But I mean, my downline still has changed my life, right?
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yep.
how can an aspiring real estate professional get more involved and get connected with the Asian network?
Yeah, so
And
we
what
have a
advice do you have for them once they do?
Okay. Yeah. So on Workplace, you can just go to EXP Asian Network and join. So the again, right back to the point of being welcome and approachable. Anybody can join. There's a lot of referral opportunity inside the group. There's a lot of mentorship opportunity inside the group. So go in there. Don't spam the group. But engage. Share valuable content, and then you're gonna see the benefit, the result, just just scroll back, slowly scrolling back later. And I'm gonna tell you a little secret, right? Because right now I think the statistic, unfortunately only 20% of EXP agent is on Workplace right now. So when you post something, right, Stephanie, when you post something, your post didn't get like flow away. It stayed there for a very long time, right? and
Right.
and it just creates so many exposure for you. So when it comes to referral, production referral opportunity, when you post in the icon referral group, for example, when you post on your Texas State group, when you post in the EXP Asian network, if there's nobody post, your post can stay there for a very long time, and whoever visit, they can see your presence, right? And the more present you have within our company, the more internal referral opportunity that you're gonna have. So that's one tip that I'm gonna give away for everybody today, right? Just create valuable content on Workplace, and then it's gonna stay there for now. It's gonna stay there for a long time, right? Until people they come in and they start posting, and then you have to repost again.
Right, and just like this episode, it will be evergreen in the YouTube world,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
doesn't matter how many people are watching it today, people are gonna keep watching this episode and
yep,
taking your pieces of fire out and hopefully implementing them and building on it, and I love it.
yep. And
It's
then just so that my memory is fresh, right? Because I just come back from the build conference, and Mike Sharad say this to everybody in the audience, right? Your my ugly video, my messed up video is gonna outperform your perfect non-existent video, right? So I
that's right, that's right.
I'm like, okay, right? It's really cool. He showed the audience, like his first video, which is really awful, and then he showed a video of of his 100 video, right? So you see a major difference. So you cannot compare, your chapter one to somebody chapter 100, right? You got to start somewhere, and it's not going to be perfect, but stop being perfect and start, get into the habit of producing good content, and then continue to improve it, right? And that's the only way you get better. If you keep thinking about you know your perfect video, it's never going to happen.
No, it absolutely I hate video, I hate camera, I hate pictures, and here I
Yeah,
am today, right?
yep,
Um, my coach, he asked me, he goes, "But Stephanie, you don't even like to show up in a Zoom meeting with your camera on." And I was like, "Well, you get over it,
yeah.
right? You just have to get over it
Yeah.
sometimes." And I like to say that you need to implement
Hmm.
and then perfect because there's too many times that we're worried about being perfect when we implement something and it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I tell everybody to fail forward.
Yeah, and the goal is to duplicate yourself, right? In leadership, we have a saying that if it doesn't duplicate, it doesn't matter. So video is a perfect way for you to kind of duplicate yourself, on the internet. You never know, right? Some of the best comment that I get is is somebody just send me a text like, "Hey, Hui, I just happened to run to your YouTube channel, and then I saw the video showing everybody how to run comp correctly. I just want to say thank you because that video is only 10 minutes, but it saved me a ton of time, and I was able to help my seller price the house correctly just from your video, right? So it's comment like that keep me want to do video more, right? Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and
Yeah,
then you
because
never
the
know.
outreach just never ends. It never
Yeah,
does.
yeah, and you get to help people, right, without expecting anything back. And if they come back and ask me to be their sponsor, right, maybe that's later, right? But when I do my video, I don't think about it, right? It's just value, 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 deliver, 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 and then you think about the result later. You detach yourself from the result.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do.
Yep.
Well, Huey, I think that's all the questions I have for you today. I really appreciate you taking your time out of your busy, busy schedule to join us for
Yeah.
this for the first of our Asian Network conversations, and I look forward to hearing and learning from the rest of you all as we move forward.
Yeah, I'm super excited to kick start this episode. There's so many. By the way, right, EXP Asian Network. I think you see the roster. You have no idea how many icon agent is in EXP Asian Network. It's just overwhelming, right? And for those who watch the video on YouTube, icon agent, it means that you hit the top 5% in production, which is not easy to do. Trust me, especially in this market. So you want to listen to this episode and you want to learn everything, that the icon agent in EXP, what they have to offer, what is their business look like. Trust me, Stephanie, like nobody business look the same, right?
No,
Everybody have a different way of running their business. They follow the man principle, but they have different way to run their business, and they all success in their own kind of way, right? So it just show you how diverse this industry is. There's no one that look like there's no business that look like one another.
no, and that's what's great about being in real estate, right? Like we are allowed to run our business the way that we want to,
Exactly. Yeah.
and it's beautiful. It's absolutely changed my life. It sounds like it's changed yours, and I
Mhm.
can't wait to help other people change their lives as well. So
Perfect.
thank you, Huey, so much for taking your time out of your day. If you need to look up anything DEI, just go to the workplace page and look up the DEI group. And if you want to check out Asian Network, go to workplace and look up the Asian Network. So thank
Perfect.
you so much, and we'll see you later.
All right. Thank you. Bye,
All right.
Stephanie.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.